We're live, guys. It's Solomon G. I know we're 5 minutes early, said 6:30, but the match is just over. United nil, Newcastle 1, and this is it. Hopefully everyone can hear me, but this is going to be quite a rant, if I'm honest. Awful, absolutely awful. Tactically, we were outplayed by a relegation fodder side in Newcastle. There was no. This is obviously quite raw, but I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with the obvious from the title, and that is simply times up for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This result, essentially for me, is the nail. And I've always said the United coaches is that when you're starting to lose against teams that are, I would argue, relegation follow teams, relegation battle sides, teams have been on bad form, and you're losing to teams like these, then you know there's a crisis. Then you know there's something wrong. It happened with Mourinho, it happened with Van Gaal, it happened with Moyes. When you're losing against these types of teams, then you know there's a problem. And there's clearly a problem at Manchester United now that I don't think will be so Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in charge. And let me know what you think, to be honest, because I just don't think that I don't think he's the right manager. I don't. I really don't. This was a joke today. An absolute. I looked at the lineup and I thought, okay, you know what? And I get it. We have. Well, let's just break it down. Let me just break it down to the start. Tactically, the lineup. I thought, okay, what we have, fair enough. I've been saying over and over again, however, though, that Marcus Rashford is tired. Marcus Rashford needs a break. Marcus Rashford should not be playing for Manchester United right now. His form has been trash. He hasn't scored. It's been awful. Why is he being picked? He looks tired. And in this game, you clearly see the fact that he wasn't pressing, he wasn't winning the ball. He did absolutely nothing, Marcus Rashford. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, there was nothing Illa United in. Yeah, mate, these players are shit. Mate, so I'm going to talk about that, but you're right. The player's not good enough, but to be honest, I'm going to be honest here. This is an Ollie out thing because we're saying the players are bad. This is Newcastle here. Ollie out. My first couldn't Ollie out. Yes, I'm sorry. I love Ollie. He's been a legend for the club. But we're talking about tactics here. People saying the players are bad. Look at Newcastle United. We made Newcastle look like Barcelona today. Newcastle United were in the bottom 3, bottom 4. Newcastle United are not a good squad. They're a terrible squad. So we have, no matter how bad the players are, for players that are getting anywhere between 100 to 200k a week, they should be good enough to beat Newcastle. And I think they are good enough. So the question remains, the way I see it, the question is, are the players being tactically set up well? Are the players getting the right instructions? Do they know what they're doing? I watched the game. I should watch it, and you can clearly see it's painful. You can clearly see what Newcastle are trying to do. You know, with us, comes you got no tactics. You can't even put pressure on the boys. United, Ollie in for me. What is the point? Going to manage the same shit again? It's so just 2 points. It's about, for me, it's tactics. I am not the type of person to say just get rid of managers anyway, anyhow. I'm not like that at all. Yeah, exactly. It's a shit we don't deserve to deserve. We don't deserve to. We've got to remember, guys, how much money these players are being paid. We've got to remember this, guys. They're being paid. Newcastle United players, that squad, what they're on is probably maybe 2 or 3 United players' squad's money. All right? I actually didn't think the lineup that we set up was actually that bad, to be honest. It was certainly enough to beat a Newcastle team that have been trash. Newcastle have only scored 1 goal, I think, at St. James's Park all season, I think, at home. They've been awful. They were in the bottom 3, 4, I think, but coming into this game. They're now 1 point behind Manchester United, who are essentially on relegation form. I cannot see, frankly, how are they going to... If we would, at this time on the season, and the thing is here, and this is the key. This is the key here. I'm going to say here. This is the key. With Mourinho, we let it last until November before we sacked him. It's now the beginning of October. So my question for you guys is, how long are you going to allow this to last? If we get in a new manager in now, there's a possibility that we can turn things around to fight for top 4, like we did, ironically, with Ole. But at this rate, I will say this. At the start of the season, I did not think that we were going to get top 4 with the squad. I didn't. I did not think we were going to get top 4. And to be honest, if United finished 5th or 6th, had a good run of competition, that would have been fine, especially with youth being played. But I just want quick comment. Klopp and Pep, will this team with No. I disagree with the Klopp and Pep because of strategy. You're saying the players are crap. Look at Chelsea. Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount, Tamura, all these young players who were nobodies. Yes, okay, I agree. They had experience on loan, etc. What I'm trying to get out here is, where's the philosophy? Where's the... I watched that game. I did not know what United were trying to do. What were they trying to do? Were they trying to play out from the back? Were they trying to counter-attack? Were they trying to hold on to the ball, play possessive football? Were they trying to press? They weren't doing anything. They weren't pressing. I actually genuinely thought that this game, I thought maybe because Newcastle midfield is so bad, Newcastle played. Let me do guys. What was it saying? So all you guys are saying that... Oh, let me go. So Newcastle played 2 academy players who were brothers in their midfield, the Longstaff. Longstaff, who we were linked to for 40 million, Sean, and his brother for a debut. His younger brother in a debut. Two brick academy players for Newcastle with no experience dominated our midfield. That is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. I'm sorry. Two kids from Newcastle's academy with no experience dominated our midfield. That is wrong. That is unacceptable. I'm sorry. It is totally and completely unacceptable that they essentially for the first half, certainly for the first half, United played a bit better in the second half, not that much better. But that is unacceptable for Newcastle to have that much control. I thought coming into this game that we would at least have some control of the midfield. We didn't at all. We were using the wings where we were weak. Absolutely weak. Because yes, Wan-Bissaka's out. So we have injuries. Okay, so that's one point. That is one point about the fact about how players being poor, managers being poor. Let me just talk about injuries here for a second. I don't know who is the United physio or medic, or I don't really know who is in charge of Manchester United's medicine. I've got no idea. I've got literally no idea who is in charge of medicine. But the amount of injuries that this squad has had is completely unreal. Our Wan-Bissaka, who people were giving a bit of stick, we can kind of see Dallo couldn't defend for trash. John and Ann Thomas, I can't see any fight in Manchester United, but I don't want to repeat them that 73-74 season. Mate, it's looking like that. It really is, because this form is relegation form. Newcastle relegation fodder. We've lost to relegation fodder right now. They're a point behind us. Newcastle United, I think, are 3 points, I think. Let me just have a quick look. We're 3 points... 9. No, 2 points. Everton are at 18th. That's also strange. I didn't see that Everton are at 18th. That is strange. Okay, but still, we're 2 points basically by the relegation zone. Guys, do you want to know how many points Liverpool? You want to know how many points Liverpool ahead of us by? How many points? Liverpool are ahead of us. 8 games gone. Liverpool are ahead of us by 16 points. 16 points. James said, Ollie out. Mefosco saying Liverpool going to rip us apart in the coming weeks. Surprisingly, I actually think that we might get a result at Liverpool just because Liverpool seems to have a psychological problem coming at Old Trafford, just like Arsenal did. So I actually think we're going to lose there. But it doesn't really matter, to be honest, whether we win or lose at Liverpool, because we can't beat banter teams like Newcastle. No disrespect to Newcastle fans, we can't. We play like shit, bro. Yeah, I know we do. And that, for me, and the whole point of this video here, especially when I'm saying time's up, is because this actually is tactical now. Because I look at some of these players. Tell me what you think in the comments, guys. Why is Marcus Rashford still on the field? I'm not saying that Mason Greenwood I'm not saying Mason Greenwood is excellent, but Marcus Rashford is clearly tired and injured, and yet Ollie is playing him week in, week out. That is bad coaching. That is bad managerial. You do not see that with other managers. I remember Klopp with Liverpool, where I think when Henderson and Manning wanted to come off, he's like, no, guys, come off. Don't play. I haven't seen that with Ollie at all. Methers, there's no fighting spirit. Yeah, there's no fighting spirit. There's no fighting spirit at all. I don't know where the fighting spirit has gone from this side. I really don't. X on code, Manchester United can make money regardless of Ed Woodward. Yeah, of course. And that's what it comes to. But what I would say, though, I don't want to use this because I think this evening, I will make a, this week, I think we're going to have a proper, this is quite raw. This is very raw. But this evening, there'll be a Red Devil Studio live in the week when we're going to basically talk about what the hell is going on at United for the umpteenth time and what can happen. Because for me, yes, we can talk about the ball, we can signings. I've been saying multiple times that we shouldn't have sold Lukaku. I know that might be controversial to a lot of people, but if you look at the side of football we're playing, I don't really get why we sold Lukaku. I don't. We're playing 2 holding midfielders and we're essentially lobbing the ball up. We're playing slow. If we were going to play fast, quick, one-touch football, okay, Lukaku doesn't fit into that system. But we're not. We're playing into a system that suits Lukaku fairly well. And we actually have decent players who can cross the ball now. So we let basically a player who scored 15 goals a season, 20 goals in previous seasons, and we replaced him with nobody and expected Marcus Rashford, who's never scored, by the way, more than 15 goals a season, to take point. Martial is injury prone, and going back to my points about the medical staff, guys, I don't understand. United, Liverpool and City play with a lot more intensity. There are many teams in the Premier League that have played with more intensity than our United club. And yet, everyone's getting injured. There's something wrong. We're not playing with any intensity, really, and yet everyone's getting injured. What's wrong there? What's wrong? I don't get it. I don't get it. John Allen Thomas, Rashford needs a little rest. I think we need to look at the under-23s. Rashford needs to be dropped full stop, to be honest. We need to. I don't know. We need to look at Greenwood. We're short, but that also comes from the coach and the board. We should not have let the likes of Sanchez or Lukaku go. As bad as they were, if we didn't get replacements in, it was a bad idea. It was a bad idea. Mehos Kabadaga says, till now I don't understand why we haven't bought Bruno Fernandes. Can't they see the playmaker? Mate, we need a lot more than Bruno Fernandes. We need a lot more. We need a lot more than Bruno Fernandes. We needed a defensive midfielder. We need a centre-back, which we got. We need a creative midfielder. We need a right winger. We need a forward. This team needs at least 4 or 5 new players. At least. Even with a Bruno Fernandes, there's not much point if you don't have anyone up top. If you don't have an actual right winger, not a makeshift like Pereira or Mata. If you don't have a recognised defensive midfielder who can actually win the ball. Look at Chelsea. Look at N'Golo Kante, guys. Look at that G. We don't have that. We have essentially, we're playing with, in our midfield, we're playing with 3 midfield players who are neither defensive nor attacking. And yeah, Man's a good finisher as well. Greenwood has the potential, no doubt, but this is the thing about, you look at some of our youth players and you're thinking, if they were at Liverpool, if they were City, if they were Chelsea, if they were on loan, would they be reaching the potential they're reaching? And the irony again is that as soon as those players come on, we start playing a bit better. So again, that comes from the manager as well. That comes again from the manager. Guys, I just think enough is enough. I know I'm going to get a lot of stick from people saying you're flip-flopping, why should Ollie out? It's the players, the board, etc. But I'm looking here at tactics here. It's not just about the players. It's about how we're playing. It's about what the philosophy is. At least with Jose Mourinho, we knew what his philosophy was. It was bad. It was awful. But you knew 10 men behind the ball and then lob up. We knew that was what Jose Mourinho was. Even before he came into the club. That's what we knew. That defensive, pragmatic approach. That's what we knew what his philosophy what it was. We knew it. We still signed regardless, but we knew that's what his philosophy was. Can someone tell me in the comments, or here in the chat, wherever, what exactly is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's philosophy? What is his philosophy? What is it? In the first 3 months, I got it. I was on board. It wasn't just because we were winning. I was like, yeah, 4-3-3, fast, quick attacking football, 1-2 touches, chemistry, great. Yes, Lukaku can fit into this system. Great, yeah, we can play that way. We can start to sort of compete a bit. Yes, we might not be the best, but I can see what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing now. Are we a defensive counter-attacking side? Do we want to possess the midfield? Are we putting pressure on teams? Because we're not putting pressure. If you look at the first 45 minutes, which was a joke, I actually stopped watching and I came back into the 65th minute to watch because the whole first half was an absolute joke. An absolute and total joke was that first half. You could clearly see Newcastle wanted it more. They were pressurising us, didn't give us any time on the ball, taking more shots, going in for the tackle. All of our players were just pedestrian. Up top, no pressure. No coherent effort. The only player, to be honest, that looked like they were trying to do something was Daniel James. Up top. Rashford not interested. Mata not interested. Pereira is on the right wing, wandering inside. The only player that was trying to do something was Daniel James. Tuanzebe actually, I think, didn't have a bad game. Maguire, to be honest, I thought Maguire for the goal. I've got no idea why Maguire said to essentially suggested, yeah, take a shot. Why don't go up to it to close them down? Why? Oh yeah, take a shot. It's fine from there. Go in and close them down, man. I'm not saying Maguire's been trash, but when Tuanzebe for me in that game was the better defender. There was one moment where Maguire was awesome, but for me, Tuanzebe was a better defender. So when you have a defender who's basically academy, you got an 80 million. Say this in the comment, guys. You have an 80 million defender and an academy defender who got Villa up top, and you can't tell the difference between the two. Then something is wrong. When I can't tell the difference between a championship player at Swansea for 50 million and Daniel James and Marcus Rashford, who, well, okay, Marcus Rashford's a academy player, but is apparently a Premier League potential player, then something is wrong. Egon's co. Ollie listened to Ed Woodward. He's a puppy or yes boy. Possibly, I don't know. I don't know what goes on behind scenes. But what I do know is that I do see good coaching when I see it. You got to realise, guys, and I don't like doing it, but I use Chelsea as an example. Chelsea did not sign anybody in the transfer window. Yes, they had good players there, but they ended their season quite poorly. Chelsea have a transfer ban. But I can see what Lampard is doing with Chelsea. I can see them being coached. I see what they're doing. And now all these young players who frankly wouldn't have had a chance had they not had a transfer ban, Mount, Tamara, Tammy Abraham, Hudson-Odoi, all these players who would not have had a chance. Look, beast. That's coaching. Ask yourself this, guys. In the last 6 years, can you name a United player that has improved? Please post in comments. Aside from David De Gea, maybe he's the exception, and even he's a bit shaky now. Can you name me a single Manchester United player since Sir Alex Ferguson left that has improved, that has gotten better, that has been coached? We used to let players go and sell well beaters. Now we're like almost like a retirement plan, a pension home. So a lot of big players want to come to us because we'll pay them big salaries and they can retire and not care. John and Ann Thomas, we need a new Tommy Doherty or new Cirque when I follow Manchester United since 1972. Thanks, mate. You know, I'm curious, John and Ann Thomas. Do you think this is the worst Manchester United side since then? Do you think that this is the worst it's been? I'm curious. I'll put it in to you guys. Like, if you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Really appreciate it, the support. But I put it to you guys: is this the worst Manchester United side period since the 1970s? I think it's probably close to it, if I'm honest. Egon's, yeah, not many now been there for not many now has been there for 6 years. Do you mean managers have not been there, or not many players have been there for 6 years? No, I agree. And John Anton, no. Yeah, I agree. You have some players that have not been there for that long. But my point is that we've had successive managers. There have been a few players that have been there. Your Ashley Youngs, your Matters, players that have been there at the club. I can't think of Rashford's. This is his 4th season. Lingard. I'm not going to judge Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Harry Maguire or Daniel James yet, even though all 3 of those players seem to have been the best players for United this season thus far, with the exception of Twansibi, who I think has been solid. But everyone else has either been there for a while or has been trash, and has been in the club for a while and has not improved. This is I don't know, because is everyone here saying that Steve Bruce is an excellent manager, a tactical genius, a Pep Guardiola? Steve Bruce, really? Newcastle Steve Bruce, who haven't scored one goal at home all season? Really? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. No, it's not acceptable now. And if I'm honest, thanks to everyone who's watching, by the way. I think I'll say he has to go. I'm sorry, guys. It's not, and me saying Ollie out or Ollie's time is up is not, and it's not a vendetta. It doesn't diminish everything that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done for Manchester United Football Club. It doesn't mean he's not a Champions League winner. It doesn't mean that he's not a brilliant player. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will still and always be a legend at Manchester United, always. But just like Zinedine Zidane, although they're actually the top of the league, but they're playing awful, when you see a pattern, you need to deal with it. The only thing I would say is I don't know who comes in. So yes, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been bad, but I don't. And I mean, maybe it's that time, and maybe I'll post a video because I don't want to spearhead this Ole out campaign, but I think this match, it's not just the loss of Newcastle, it's the way we played. The way we played against West Ham, the way we played against Astana, the way we played against AC Alkmaar, the way we played against Arsenal, the way we played in the last weekend has been absolutely boring and trash. And if we're playing on this, why did we sack Mourinho? At least you could argue if Mourinho had a centre-back, maybe he might have done a bit better because we were actually conceding a lot of goals. And Mourinho asked for a centre-back. We bought a centre-back we might have actually been who knows? It was still negative, and I still think it was the right decision for him to go based on that season alone. But you got to say, guys, like, Mourinho was never in this position. Well, he was, sort of. But we're now 2 points near the relegation zone, and we have and our next Premier League game is against Liverpool. If Liverpool beat us at Old Trafford, which I don't think they will, but they could, then we could potentially be in the relegation zone. I don't know how he stays. I really, really don't know how he stays. And I think that I think the board, I think United, I think we need to make a decision. I think we need to make a decision. We need to make a decision side. Is he the right? Because I don't think he is. And I mean, post in the comments for anyone listening, who do you think should actually replace Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Let me know. Who do you think should replace him? Because right now, I don't know who would. And that's the only thing that you could say, okay, well, if we're going to sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and bring someone else in, we have to have a valid replacement. Some people saying Pochettino. I don't know. Maybe Pochettino. But the only thing I would say is that, you just look at what's happening at Spurs right now. I mean, I don't know. He's a better coach. He's a better manager. But even he, sometimes you're like, I don't really understand what you're doing. Is it the players? And let's talk about the players right now. Let's talk about the players because these players are the most paid players in the Premier League. These are the most paid players in the Premier League. Marcus Rashford, I think, is on a salary of, is it 250,000? Please someone correct me in the chat. Marcus Rashford is on that salary. Phil Jones earns more money than Sadio Mane. Let me repeat that again. Phil Jones earns more money than Sadio Mane. Jesse Lingard earns probably double than Raheem Sterling. Let that sink in for a second. Son Heung-min. I can name the list of players that are on peanuts, relatively, obviously, compared to United players. And the problem with this, and this comes to Glazers, this comes to the board, okay, this is where I will rant. You give these players big, huge contracts. For what exactly? We let Ander Herrera go, who wanted maybe 250,000 pounds. I'm like, no, but we'll pay Rashford and Lingard that money. For what? Based on what exactly? Based on what? We reward mediocrity at this football club. And then when we try and get rid of it, we can't, because the reality is most teams will not want to play, will not want to afford or push out lumps of cash for these players at all. They won't. They won't at all. John and Thomas saying Steve Bruce was good as a player but not a manager. We need someone to inspire the team, but whoever would take over will not be straightforward. Of course, I don't rate Steve Bruce as manager at all, but he beat United just now, didn't he? That for me adds even more credence to the fact that Ole's not the right man for Manchester United. He's not. He's not at all. And I don't know who you bring in. I just think I think the big thing that I just don't understand. Whoa, 21 people. There's a lot of people listening to this rant. Thank you so much. The big thing that I don't understand, everyone. Why did we change? Why have we changed systems? I don't what's happened? Did he ring Mourinho and Mourinho said to Ole, you need to play this way, and Ole was like, okay. Or did Edward would say, you have to play this boring football? In the first 3 months, we played a 4-3-3 with quick, fast, 1-2 touch football. Why did we change? We can play that. Even with this team that we have, we can play that type of football. So why did we change? It started towards the end of last season as well. Let's not put it, and it started at the beginning of this season as well. Let's play two holding midfielders. Let's protect. What's the point in spending 80 million pounds on a centre back if you have to always play two holding midfielders every single game? That tells me you don't trust your back four. You don't trust your centre backs. Our issue, even though we conceded goals, our issue is actually not been our centre backs. That's not been our issue. Yes, we conceded goals. We actually have one of the best defensive records in the league. Our issue has been up top. Our issue has been in midfield. That's where our issue is. And that comes from poor recruitment and poor tactics. And poor medical management, I would say. Athos thrown a bye-bye Man United. Yeah, banter us. Fine. Banter. We as United fans, you've got to take the banter. We have to take the banter. Because it's embarrassing now. We have to take it. We have to take the banter. Although I would argue for any Arsenal fans, like if Newcastle could be us, I don't get how they couldn't. But there we go. But we have to take the banter. You never work, Michael John. Am I just getting Liverpool fans in this chat, man? You never work on Ollie. Fair play to Liverpool. I already know that. I've already said, and I've said in previous videos that Liverpool are going to win the league. I think they are. In fact, they could potentially win a treble. I don't know. Because I don't know about the Champions League. We'll see. But they're definitely winning the Premier League. And they're winning the Premier League with a United team that are one of the worst sides I've seen since I've supported them. And I've been supporting them since the early 90s. Because I'm not that old. But they're winning the league under arguably one of the worst United sides that I have ever seen. Frankly, it's embarrassing. It is. I mean, this has been going on at least half an hour now. I'll keep on going, but because I mean, guys post in the comments, post in the chat. What do you think? Because he has to go. It's as simple as that. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's time's up now. He has to go. And yes, the players are not up to speed. Stay. I don't know why you're trolling me, man. Like, stay, Ollie. Like, stay, Ollie. Like, you know, at the end of the day, Manchester United is still one of the most successful clubs in England, in Europe, and we're the biggest club in the world as a fan base. That will never change. But even I see that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to go. Who do you bring in? It's embarrassing. So I'm getting more people. GB called. It's embarrassing. 2 points off relegation. Exactly. JK Ray. We need to keep losing so the Glazers go. It's not. No. So this is the thing about. This is my only thing about this. Okay, I am a Glazers out. Of course I am. But the only thing I would say is that where was the Glazers out movement when we were actually winning Premier League titles and Champions Leagues? You know, where it wasn't there. So yes, Edward, yes, recruitment hasn't changed, but the reality is that we weren't singing that when we had success. You know, so it is what it is. I'm getting a lot of comments. So Michael John, I think Roy Keane would say the ship for United. Your opinion, Red Devil Studio? No, I don't rate Roy Keane. I don't rate many of these excellent boys. Roy Keane, because the age that we are with players, it's different to how players were in the 90s. First and foremost, I think I've watched Republic of Ireland and the teams he played, and to be honest, they're boring to watch, if I'm honest. So I don't think it'd be much of improvement. But also the age of tough love, that type of old school management is over. That type of management. There's a lot of comments from winning. Guys, okay, fine. Okay, I'm trying to get through them. Okay, let's keep on reading. So, Glazers, Carrick, Ollie, and Woodward out. Okay, yep, so I agree. I said to Micron, I don't think that Roy Keane is a good option. I actually think, right now, like a Laurent Blanc actually might be a good idea. That's someone I've always respected. Now that at PSG, that's a possibility, or maybe even if he's available, though he might be in mourning possibly right now. Luis Enrique, that's a possibility. I wouldn't mind Luis Enrique. Reading through Brendan Rodgers in. Okay, is that banter? Fine. Egan's are saying they want a top price for the club. They are tight and none will buy for that price unless you sell to Arabs some oil sheikhs. But I don't think they're going to sell, to be honest. JK Ray, young players are not the way to go. Otherwise, we will lose to teams like AZ. I have no problem with youth, but the problem is, unlike Chelsea, a lot of the Chelsea players, if you notice, they went out on loan. And so they got game time. They got games. Tammy Abraham was on loan to Swansea. He got games. The problem with our youth now is that we haven't done anything with them. They're just on the bench. There was no point in, if you're not going to play Chong, if you're not going to play Gomez, send them out on loan to get games, to get game time to improve. Axel Twansibi is good now because he had 38 games on season-long loan to Aston Villa. That's why he's good. That's why he's confident. That's why he's good. So send those, if you're not going to play the youth, send them on loan to develop. We're not doing that, and that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. Thanks again for everyone for listening. Really appreciate it. Just going to comments now. Luciano Sangro, are you the damn fucking same person who said Jose has to go and now Ollie blame the damn players? It's you. See, this is the thing. It's just like, this is not about. Yes, I'm not saying the players obviously deserve blame. I'm not saying that. But the reality is that this is tactical. You're saying blame the players. Mate, this is Newcastle. This is Newcastle FC. Newcastle. This is tactical. So what I'm saying here on all is like I'm saying on the out because tactically the last 10 how many games have been completely and totally off. We don't know what exactly is Manchester United's philosophy. What exactly is he doing? Please tell me in the comments in this section, in this Newcastle game, what exactly was the game plan for United today? Because it wasn't there. Tactically, he's not good enough. And I think I have no problem with a team losing. Like looking at Chelsea, they lost how many games with Lampard? But you could see what Lampard's philosophy was. And when the right players come in, they'll do well. They went to Southampton, who we drew against, and battered them 4-1 because he stuck to his philosophy. We know what he's going to do. I don't know what Ollie's philosophy is, guys. I really, really don't. Nando 7, bring Mourinho back. I wouldn't go that far, mate. I really wouldn't, Nando 7. I really wouldn't go that far. Bring Mourinho back. If you're new to this panel, please like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Really appreciate ongoing support. I don't have had this much interactive chat in a while, but I think there are going to be a lot of potentially Ollie out videos to me thus forward because this result. The thing is, guys, is that what we've now become is that we've now become as a fan base, as fans, we've become accustomed to mediocrity. So we're saying blame players, saying all these things. We're just used to it now. We're just used to it. This is just what we're used to. So it's like, yes. We're not outraged. Well, we should be. We are. But this for me, West Ham, I was like, West Ham, where they are. This was a joke. This was an absolute total joke. John and Thomas. There's a lot of comments going. I'm trying to go through your comments, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Yes, 4-3-3 would make sense. Or they should try again against Liverpool team we need to beat. I don't know whether he's going to try. I think he's going to pick two holding midfielders. Why is Pogba, when Pogba's fit, playing as a holding midfielder? I've got no idea. But he's doing that. JK Rye, the youth are not going to get better because they're playing in a bad squad. That's why they should go out on loan. They should have gone out on loan. I wouldn't bring Jose back, though, however. No, I wouldn't bring Mourinho back. I wouldn't. We can go for him better. JK Rye, go on loan since United boy, Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, now Oli. Who's the next manager? We will blame. I agree. So this is the thing. I agree that's him. But the thing is, so that comes from poor selection. If you look at all those, if I want to go, let me make a point on that. Actually, let me just make a point on that. If you actually look at those managers, right, that you've said, just look at the selections behind them, the philosophy behind them, okay? David Moyes was selected, okay? He wasn't selected based on his winning mentality. He was selected because he was basically based on his in quote experience. There was nothing in place for him when he was actually managing Manchester United. He didn't get any signings, really, and the whole thing collapsed, only given a year, right? So no support, no resources, and he completely changed the background staff. Van Gaal, fair enough, solid manager, tries to impose his philosophy on the club, wastes tons of money, and plays quite possessive, although uses a fair amount of youth. But the players, in that instance, in that context, Mourinho, especially in that context of that season, Pep Guardiola had just, I think, come to City, and we wanted to get someone who could compete in Manchester City, and so we made a rush, and we sacked Van Gaal, not necessarily because of the form, because we won the FA Cup and came fifth that year, but we sacked him because we wanted to compete with Pep, and we made a steal and we got Mourinho in because we wanted to compete. We were hasty. Mourinho was a hasty decision to bring in. It was haste. We knew that Mourinho would not play nice football. Mourinho plays negative football. He goes. Ole comes in, and again, for me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, first 2 months, the football he played was brilliant, was absolutely brilliant. But why did it change? And that is my question, because there's no sign of it changing. Every week I hope, will he go back to 4-3-3? Will he play the way that he played? Why are he playing with 2 holding midfielders? But it hasn't changed. And that's why I think it needs to go. Game plan, go on boys, play some good footy. That's all he says. No tactics. Well, yes, so exactly. But what is game gone? Yeah. So I don't know what the tactics are. I don't even know what the game plan is, JK Ray. Do we really need tactical spirit to beat Newcastle? Do we not have spirit top players win over 100k? Yeah, every game needs. You're right and wrong at the same time, because yes, but we shouldn't come into a game being tactically naive. This is the Premier League, so you have to respect every single. I didn't think the Wolves were going to beat City at the Etihad. So if you come into a game with a weak mentality that you just walk onto a pitch and just go out and beat a team, this is the Premier League. You're going to be spanked. Wolves are testament to that today, where they basically just had a tactical plan, a game plan. They beat City. Boom, end of. You need to have a plan, or at the very least, as I always say, play every game like a final. Go out, start quick, score goals, and then you can chill. United in the first 45 minutes looked like they had literally been out last night and were drunk and were just waking up, because they were not quick, they were not pressing, they were all over the place. There was literally nothing that they were doing. Raymond Moore, sacking Ole will not solve the problem. He can have all the tactics with the players. We are still trash. But again, I say, what exactly are the tactics though? I wasn't Ole out when I could see what his plan was. And this is literally my first Ole video, really, in this reaction, because I don't actually know what his game plan is. I don't know what it is, because if it is this holding midfielder lob the ball up, we'll see. Well, why did we let Lukaku go? Why did we let Lukaku go? Lukaku was actually scoring goals for us. We might as well have had Lukaku, because we would have been stronger. We might have gotten points. Michael John, predictions versus Liverpool. The funny thing about that is I think it'll be 1-1 or 2-2. Probably 1-1. I only say this for two reasons. One, because Liverpool, for some reason, psychologically always seem to struggle against us at Old Trafford. I remember last season when we were actually shocking at Old Trafford, we ended up being better than them with 10 men. And had they won that game, they would have won the league. I also think that after the international break, Pogba and Martial hopefully will be back. And if Martial is back, Martial will at least give us a bit more of a threat up front and score goal and help us to score goals. So our injury crisis should be at least relatively better. So we'll have a stronger team against Liverpool, and I think we'll be able to cause them problems. JK Ray, I feel sorry for Bissaka and James. I do. I really, really do. And again, it's a testament to the fact that our signings are better than our supposedly established players. Our signings are better than our established players. Wan-Bissaka and James are kids. James from the Championship, and yet James is probably better than most of our squad, to be honest. Memphis, good to see you. Good to see you. Eric tags the man forward. He keeps on playing shit 4-2-3-1 when he's actually playing better in 4-3-3. That's what I've been saying. At least Moyes had tactics. Yes, J.K. Moyes did have tactics. All it was motivation when he came in. No, I think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did have tactics when he came in, because I could clearly see what they were trying to do. There was a game plan. Like, there wasn't a. I know it's easy for people to say, "Oh yes, new manager bounce," but look at Watford. They've got a new manager. They're trash. They're bottom of the league. So what scares me is that when I look at Ole, every other manager, when they have a bad performance, when it's not, they'll say, not good enough, poor, we need to do this. They don't have to sort of cuss their players in public, but they at least kind of say, right, okay, you know what, guys, this isn't, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is so calm. It's like, yeah, well, we just didn't take our chances. We didn't just sort of, it's unlucky. We just, you're like, mate, we were bad. Say it like it is. We were awful. We're Manchester United. We're better than. There's no like, we're Manchester United. We're better than this. We can be better. We deserve to win. It's like, it's almost like he's accepted that this team is absolutely totally mediocre, and that's worrying, because if your manager is like, oh yeah, I'm really worried. I'm not that concerned. Oh, we'll do better next time, and doesn't acknowledge, then this is Chubbs. Just listen, mate. Stop spamming in the comments, man. Before I'm gonna block you if you keep on doing that. So please stop, because other people try and have a conversation. I get it. We are Bounce FC, but stop it in the comments. United boy Moyes had years of top for running out so much of clear plays for exciting tactics. No, I agree. What I explained is that it's the context of those. So in the case of Moyes, the handover to him from Sir Alex Ferguson was bad. He wasn't given support from the top, and he wasn't given time, as well as the fact that he completely got rid of all of the old school United background staff that should have been there, that helped Sir Alex Ferguson, and that was wrong. In the case of Van Gaal, I just think with Van Gaal tried to instill a philosophy into Manchester United that didn't work. But again, I would argue came from the top. Both of those instances wishes for the top, because Manchester United, with Pep Guardiola coming to Manchester City, Manchester United sacked Van Gaal because they wanted to compete with City, and that's why they got Mourinho in. That was why. Man, I'm getting bantered in this chat. The United boy, I agree. Ole isn't a good tactician, but so many of these weak child-minded millions need to go. That's easier said than done. Yeah, I agree. But what I would say though is that again, who are these? There's a problem. Wan-Bissaka, Daniel James is probably not earning anywhere near what Rashford and Lingard are earning. He came from the Championship, and he's one of our best players. Twansibi, academy player. So there's a problem when your young players, new players, are playing better than your established players. And while I agree that they are meaners, etc., and stuff like that, that they should be sort of, we have to be tactically better. We have to, because it just looks like the players don't know what to do. Like I see it now even in Spurs, although Spurs, with the Brighton with the Spurs, it's like the players don't know what to do. They don't, and we're not finishing top 4. We're not. So let's just put that out there. We are not finishing top 4 at all. We are not finishing top 4. That's just not happening. It's not happening. Raymond Moore, why is Ollie so calm all the time? Ferguson be furious if the team is playing so. Maybe he's furious in the dressing room. Maybe he is. But he needs to show it. He needs to show it publicly or more, because the impression I get is that he's just saying, "Oh, it's almost like a in Sports Day. Remember in Sports Day when you had like your parent comes to you and it's like, and you're like 10th, and you're like, oh well, you tried your best. Better luck next time. You'll do better next time. That's the impression I get from Ollie. It's like, you were bad. We were bad, but we'll come again. We'll do better. No. You came last. It was awful. That's just the truth. Club 57, yeah, just whatever. This banter, see, it's fine. So Chelsea guys, man, it's just all these rival supporters coming in. Levon said, "You're upset you're losing against relegation teams. Your relegation team points." Absolutely, I agree. I agree with relegation side. Please let United and Everton be relegated this season. Is this a Scouser we're talking about? Yeah, I don't know. Just whatever. Whatever. When was the last time you won the Premier League? Or are you going to win the Premier League this season? Man, Abraham. So we've got Chelsea and Liverpool fans in this comment section. Okay, fine. I'll take it though. I'm fine. What I will say though is I'm not a diehard United fan that I don't not criticize my team. I don't give credit to other teams where it's due, because at the end of the day, first and foremost, I'm a football fan. I love football. I love to watch and appreciate good football. So I praise teams when they do well. Liverpool, I think, gonna win the league, and Chelsea, I respect Lampard. I know what he's doing. That is a fact. I'm not like that type of thing, because I respect football. Regards to, let's look at these. Abraham over Rashford. Yeah, but I also think, Chubb's 56-7. I think that Rashford is tired. I think Rashford has been playing Shane Long over Rashford. I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, Abraham right now in form is better than Rashford. He shouldn't be near the England team, but he looks tired to me. He looks absolutely exhausted because he's been playing non-stop, and he shouldn't be. Yeah, given the boys go time, Sisson, Bobby Firmino is a good sort. Is a sort number 9. Fair play to him. Okay, I'm gonna bypass this Chelsea and thingy debate and go back to United comments. Let's have a look. I feel Spaghetti going on to Spaghetti Slayer. I feel like Rafa Benitez would be the ideal manager for Manchester United. That's not a bad shout, actually. That's actually not a bad shout. The only thing is he managed Liverpool. So that's not going to happen. He's managed Liverpool. Guys, chill out in the comments. By the way, chill, please. Benitez, yeah, I think Benitez, just because he's managed Liverpool, people wouldn't have him. But to be honest, I wouldn't mind Benitez. Better than what we have right now, to be honest. Although my preference, first choice right now, is either Laurent Blanc or Luis Enrique. I don't know what you think about those guys, Laurent Blanc and Luis Enrique as potential managerial choices. Clubs, Man United spent on £600 million. The money doesn't matter at all. PSG have spent that and they haven't won a Champions League. Money was never money. I've never thought money, especially in this day and age of overpriced players. Money means absolutely nothing. Daniel James is £15 million, and he looks better than, I would argue, Nicolas Pepe was 72 million. Red Devil Weekly, thanks for coming in, buddy. It's been quite chaotic here. Sorry, I haven't been on in a while. Congrats on 1K subs. Thank you so much. I can't even get angry about United when the performance drains so much energy. They do. I'm tired. I'm done. I think we've been going on. How long have we been going on for? Almost an hour. Guys, I might have to stop the stream in a second, actually, because we've been going on for that long. And it's only just because everyone is angry and raw and wants to basically vent, and they should. Justin Steele, commenting on past titles means nothing. Point is United to the poor. Yeah. I mean, that's I'm not. We're poor now. I agree. I don't doubt that. you know, it's a fact of life, really. But yeah, we are poor. We are. We are. Lauren Krasnyan, I was hoping that Green would replace Rashford's game. Rashford needs to be rested, play 2 minutes. That's what I've been saying, mate. That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying for so long. I've been saying that. Why is Marcus Rashford playing? He is tired. Why is he playing? Why is he starting? Doesn't make sense. What's going on? Again, so this is coach. Same reason why I think that Harry Kane right now is playing like trash and why Lucas Moore should be playing. Why is he playing? Why is he playing? Rashford was going back in December to March. No. Don't get that. That's going to confuse. That's confused. Marcus Rashford hasn't really scored since the he was, but since March, nothing. Well, essentially since the PSG game. Even the PSG game, it was Lukaku that scored those goals. I can't. This is how bad Marcus Rashford is, because I cannot remember the last time Marcus Rashford scored a goal from open play. I remember him scoring penalties, but I can't remember the last time Marcus Rashford actually scored a goal from open play. It's been that bad. Looking forward to the next Premier League game, mate. As a Liverpool fan, you should know you couldn't beat us last season with 10 men. Like 5 injuries and 10 men, and you finished the worst team. So don't get cocky. That's the worst thing Liverpool can do right now, is get cocky, because we've got an international break and our players will be fit when they come back, and Martial will be back. So don't think that it's gonna be easy. Even with, this is the thing, in the 6 years that we've had, Liverpool have not beaten United at Old Trafford. So hold on. Even with a bad squad, you haven't done it. So hold on. Raymond sacking Ollie. Who are we going to bring in to change the landscape? The team is not good enough. Fred kept giving the ball away. True. But tactics again. So why when I'm as the midfield? So for example, I'd like to know a question about like who's playing what role exactly. So for example, is Fred the holding midfielder, holding defensive midfielder, or is it McTominay? Or are they both supposed to be protecting the back four? If they are, why are we playing with 2? What's the role? Like Fred, McTominay, Pereira are all essentially like central midfielders. That's essentially what they are. They're being played in positions. A lot of players that we in squad, and this is important to get here, guys. Is that a lot of players that are playing in our squad are playing in makeshift positions. They're playing just where we can play them. We'll play Twancibi at right back, even though he's a centre back. We'll play Pereira as a right winger, even though he's a central player. We'll play Fred, maybe as a DM, even though he was a CM where he was. We're playing all these players at makeshift positions, in part because of injuries, but also because we tactically don't seem to know what we're doing. We don't. 30 people, Richard. Jeez, man. Okay, thanks. Looking forward to the next Premier League game. Game of 2 HD. Man United to be relegated 500-1. Get on it. They're not getting relegated. They're definitely not getting relegated. It's not that bad that they're getting relegated. But yeah. Like I said, all this Liverpool banter and stuff like that. Josie's been proven 100% correct. I agree, Josie is shit. Memphis Rashford's a bench player at best. He's tired. I'm gonna stop reading Liverpool comments. 5-0. I don't know what this is based on. You guys haven't kept a clean sheet this season. Have you kept a clean sheet this season? So I don't know what the 5-0 is coming from. Rashford scored against Chelsea. Yes, did he score from open play? Yeah, he must have scored from open play against Chelsea. Okay. Bringing the Tottenham manager, I've got no idea whether we should get Pochettino, to be honest. Richard Baines, you all wanted Ollie and you all wanted Jose out. Ollie, based on his first 3 months, yes. Although, to be honest, I was one of the few people that was saying Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we should wait till the end of the season. He's doing well. He's an interim manager. Let's wait till the end of the season. I did not say that we should appoint Ole Gunnar Solskjaer immediately. I said we should wait till the end of the season, because it's I just don't quite get how we have completely switched. As soon as he got the job, we've been poor. As soon as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, aside from that one-off Chelsea game, as soon as Ole's got sorted, we've been poor. So something is up. Something's up in the background, and I don't understand why. Would Wenger be a good manager for us? Oh, God, no, not Arsene Wenger, please. We just need someone that... I just don't understand it. It's like we just need someone who's familiar with... we need someone who's just familiar with modern football. That's it. That's it. That's all we need. We just need someone who's actually familiar with modern football. Frank Lampard looks like he's familiar with modern football. Quick, high-paced, quick transition. Like minimal touches. I just don't get why we're relying on a manager who is we're relying on old school football. I just want a manager who just wants to play the modern game. Is that so difficult? Okay. Richard Baines, can't wait to see the Ollie out playing over Old Trafford. No, that's just not going to happen. Colin, Man United should get an experienced centre-back and experienced DM. I don't think, again, as I said, I don't think our defence is the problem. We actually haven't conceded that many goals. The reality is, if we conceded one against Newcastle and scored 4, there's no problem. The problem is that we haven't scored goals. When was the last time we scored a goal from open play? We scored one goal by McTominay against Arsenal, I think it was. That's it. And hold on. None of our front three have scored in goodness knows how long. It's trash. It's trash. We have kept clean sheets. This is Liverpool, even without our keeper, and won every game. Which though? What clean sheets? You conceded. You played what? You played Leicester. You conceded against Leicester. You conceded against Norwich. You conceded against Southampton. You conceded against... I actually got Liverpool players in my fantasy Premier League. I'm thinking of putting them out because they lose clean sheets almost every week. So I'm not... I'm not sure where you look the clean sheets. Maybe 1 out of 8, but there's certainly not many. You concede a lot of goals. Maybe get the Neville brothers as manager and assistant. Nope. So you see Gary Neville at Valencia. Do you see this sort of... I don't want this old British, old school... let's get managers, players who know the club. No, guys. Those guys have an agenda just as much as Ed Woodward does. If you see, none of the ex-players are criticising Ollie or they're criticising the board or anything like that. They're keeping quiet and nice. I want new, fresh blood into Manchester United that has and a coach that will have a plan. Underboy, Poch has showed he's not that good manager when things are hard. Not a man for the United. I like his I just don't think his integrity to motivate these. I agree. I would have loved Klopp before he went to Liverpool, to be honest. I would have loved him, but there we go. Adiata Aman, to be fair, our squad is too slim. It is slim, but Newcastle, guys, come on. Newcastle. Red Devil, would you say Ollie's a nice guy persona has a negative effect in the long run? I don't know whether he's... I don't think it's a nice guy thing. I don't think it's about it's a nice guy. What I think the issue here is favoritism. I think there is a favoritism issue at Manchester United. I think that with certain players, that it's like, you know what, I'm going to play them much like Mourinho, much like maybe Moyes. I'm not sure about Van Gaal. There's a kind of like, I'll play my players. I'll play Rashi. I'll play Lingard. I'll play those players when they're fit. And I'll freeze out others. And I think that can be quite negative, because as I've said before, I personally think that Lukaku is better than what we have right now. And when your manager is saying, "Oh, I'm gonna put you on the bench and make Marcus Rashford my number 9 with no evidence for that, it's no reason why I wanted to go. Gotta go troll some. Gotta go troll some City fans instead now. Okay, by all means, mate. By all means, you know your channel's getting popular when you're getting trolls in the comment section. But by all means, fair play to Liverpool. Get Steven Gerrard banter. We're serious comments now. Andrew said, man, what about Nango man? That might be a good shout. Nango man. That actually might be a very, very good shout. I didn't even think about Nango man actually. Nango man might actually be a very good shout. Yeah. Keep tabs. Luis Enrique, Lon Blanco, Nango man. I think that's certainly he's good with youth. He plays very nice football. I think Nango man might actually be a very very good shout actually. I actually wouldn't mind. I know this is a film, but I actually wouldn't mind Carlo Ancelotti. You know, I actually wouldn't. I think Carlo Ancelotti would have done if he's free. I mean, I think he's at Napoli now. But if we get to give him not Simeone, I don't like the negative sort of thing of Simeone. But if Carlo Ancelotti is free, I'd have Carlo Ancelotti. Memphis, Josie Assad. Yeah, I agree with that. Lauren, we were making fun of Lampard when we beat him 4-0, but the difference between Lampard and Ole is that Lampard has legacy and good tactics. Ole doesn't. Lampard has tactics. Lampard has a strategy. It's really as simple as that. Lampard knows what he's doing. You know, I can see what the style of football he wants to play. I don't really know. The style of football I'm looking at with Manchester United right now is essentially what Jose Mourinho was playing, but worse. So 4-2-3-1, defend and then counter-attack, which is essentially what Jose Mourinho was playing, except Jose Mourinho was at least better at it and had worse defenders. So I don't know. Get 3 was in for. I don't know what that's going to do. Man United become the new Leeds. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that bad. I want Roy Keane so you can headbutt the players after the game. I mean, again, this is not the culture now of players right now where you do that. I think it's not. Raymond Moore, the players just keep passing all the time. How to win if nobody wants to shoot the ball? Where the win mentality from the players? But again, is that tactical? In the first couple of them, we were passing the ball forwards in the first 3 months. Now we're back to Jose Mourinho football. We're playing sideways passing. But you can see one of the things that I noticed this, and we'll finish the stream because we've been going for a good 1 hour 7, so it's quite a lot. And thanks again if anyone's watching. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. I really appreciate the ongoing support. Like we're over 1,000 subscribers, a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, really appreciate this. It's probably our most interactive stream so far. So keep going. We'll keep on doing more live post-match reaction to this content and live previews. So what was I saying? What I noticed in this game that scares me is the players look like they didn't want the ball. And that shows a very big dire lack of confidence. In the first half, when I'm passing the ball from the back and stuff like that, I was like, it looked like the players didn't want the ball. You can tell when a team is hungry, when a team has desire, when they want the ball, when everyone wants to be on the ball, everyone wants to do something. The players just didn't want the ball. They didn't want it. They didn't want it. They didn't want it at all. And that's scary because it just shows like so. Essentially now, this game, Newcastle now it will budget them and push them forward. They're now going to have confidence to push forward and fight relegation. We are going to get more unconfident. And I wouldn't be surprised if we did lose against Liverpool, although I don't think we will. United, yeah, all players in Glaze out from United. I mean, easy said than done, mate. Lauren Krasnodar, 9 points in 8 matches. It is that's relegation form. That's an average of 1 point a game. 1 point a game. We've only won one game, and that was against Chelsea at the start of the season. Since then, we lost against Crystal Palace, West Ham, and Newcastle away. We drew against Wolves, who Chelsea battered, and we drew against Southampton away, who Wolves away, who Chelsea battered away, and we drew against Southampton away, who didn't Chelsea also just batter Southampton away? So these are not brilliant teams. Chelsea went and battered them. I already know the top four is going to be probably Liverpool, City, maybe Leicester, Arsenal, and Chelsea. So, guys, I think that for anyone who's thinking that we even have a chance of getting top four, I think you need to just sort of throw that out there. We're not getting top four at all. It's gone. No more top four. Gone. History. Boom. There's no top four at all. Gone. I'm sick of this, man. I can't watch anymore. Yeah, it's tiring. I got a season ticket wrongly, in my opinion, and it's just painful to watch. It really is. Michael John, when you please like the vid, guys. As well, please like the vid, like, share, and subscribe to this channel, REDEVILSTUDIO. Please do really appreciate it if you continue to support this channel. Michael John, when your captain backs out of 50-50, sets the tone in all the worst ways. I couldn't see it. I agree. Adieta Man as well. Couldn't agree more. The lack of confidence was so apparent. It was apparent from the whistle. Where you can just see the posture of the players. It's just yeah. It needs to go. Unfortunately, it needs to go, guys. It needs to go. I think our recruitment policy that has let us down. I'm not so sure about that because I would argue that Ole's recruited well. I think Daniel James is a good addition. He's got potential. I think that Wan-Bissaka has been a brilliant addition. I don't think Harry Maguire is better as a centre back than what we have. It's just that I think tactically, one, we need more. We didn't replace our forwards or midfielders, so that recruitment was bad. But also, tactically, the tactics aren't there. We beat Leicester. We did beat Leicester, but that was such a forgettable game. Rashford scoring a penalty that I can't even remember it. There aren't any City streams going I can find. They don't have enough fans, I guess. We can agree with that. We're not even going to get top 7. Yeah, I don't think we'll get top 7, to be honest. Adieta Aman, we don't have a proper DM, right wing, and CM. No problem, number 9 and Semes. Exactly. We're playing people in makeshift positions. That's essentially what I've been saying. Kante is a defensive midfielder. He's improved. Sancho as a right wing is improved. These are all improved. Rasmus, good to see you, Rasmus. Rasmus say, who do we go for? My 3 candidates right now would be Laurent Blanc. In terms of availability, Laurent Blanc, maybe Luis Enrique. You have Nangoman, although he has just moved, so it's probably going to be difficult. And maybe Carlo Ancelotti. That's who I'd say. Colin McManaman, pure shit again today. Yup. 10th, mate. Where will we do good to being 10? Big Sam banter. Thanks, Liverpool man. Big Sam. Big Sam. No. Yeah. I don't know. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments as well. I just think that this is it's a crisis, obviously, at Manchester United. It really is a crisis. And I've got no. I just think that now is the time. If you want my honest opinion, guys, we're going into winter. We are going into a international break. I think you sack him now. I think you sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now. I think we wait, and then I think that we just think deeply, put an interim in or whatever. Interim, maybe keep what's his name, Phelan there, and then we look for a new coach, and we look for one quickly. Going through the comments again. Paul Varden, this season is about avoiding relegation, let alone mid-table. We're playing Liverpool next and Norwich away. Yeah, I know. I still don't think we'll lose to Liverpool at Old Trafford, though. I know that might be a pipe dream, but I generally don't think that we will, because I think that I know psychologically, it's the same thing I said with Arsenal. Just psychologically, they just don't travel well to Old Trafford for some reason. And would you go with Pochettino? Maybe. If he's backed. But I think in big occasions Pochettino falls, and also if it's issues with players, then I don't know. Then we'll see. Levros, please stop spamming the chat if you can. Otherwise, to get you out. Okay, just because of other people that want to comment. Alien United, mate, Ollie will not be sacked. Well, mate, he's 2 points in the relegation zone. They better be at least thinking about it, because Mourinho was sacked for less. Mourinho was sacked for much less than what's going on right now. And with Liverpool and Norwich away, we could be in the relegation zone. So Mourinho was never in the relegation zone. We were 11th. We were 7 how many points off top 4. And right now we're, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points off top 4, which is still not a lot, to be fair. We're 2 points of relegation. We're 5 points off top 4, which shows just how thin the league is. But, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Roy Moore, how about Roy Keane next manager? We need someone Stem Rufus manager. Play needs to be no. The game has changed because at the end of the day, this is the thing. This is the nature of football right now. Is that if you lose the dressing room, that's it. This is what I'm saying. That old school type manager no longer works. Give me an example. You need to be able to coach. Okay, so just shouting at players and saying you need to do better is not going to work. If the players are not playing in a tactically good system, and if they're not being coached. Because I look at United's squad and I'm looking at playing, I'm like, none of these players look like they're being coached well at all. They're not. Like, Lampard is probably not shouting at his players, but I can see they're being coached. You look at Tammy Abraham, missed the penalty, everyone's like, he's going to be awful. He's now, the top Premier League goal scorer right now, ahead of Aguero? Tammy Abraham? Would you have said that at the start of the season? Why? Because he's been coached. Michael John, next four games, points total, I've got, maybe 9, I don't know. 10, got no idea. Colin McMahon, it's horrible, and brother, the team is in such disarray. It is. Maybe bring Ryan back. Or Ryan Giggs? Possibly. Giggs is not bad. The board back Ollie, mate. Will they back him when United are relegated? I'm curious whether they will, because that shouldn't happen. I can't see why they will. Sorry, just 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. Sorry. We're gonna have to finish the stream in a second. Right. Sorry. Okay. Paul Varden, David Moyes, and Jose Mourinho, when they were sacked, they were inconsistent. We could still have finished 6 or 7. They had good and bad games. Ollie's a new all-time low. I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that statement. Just stop with these banter. Tony Pulis. Who? What the hell? Adiata Arman. Jose was a great coach, but still didn't work out. Jose should have gotten a centre back. That's what Jose should. The board should have brought Jose to get a centre back. That's what should happen. That didn't happen. Um, let's have a look. United have no system. Okay, so this is something I'm going to shout out to this comment. Sorry, guys, we've been streaming long. We're going to wrap up in the next 5 minutes. Thanks to everyone who's watching. But I'm going to read this comment out now because this is a very good comment here. United have no system. Ole has no philosophy in the way Guardiola or Klopp have. Feeling is from a different era. Carrick no experience. Our coaching staff are as bad as the players. Brendan Rodgers. Now, Brendan Rodgers was at Liverpool. I don't know whether we'd have him, but Brendan Rodgers is clearly a good coach. If we, as much as I hate saying this, I wouldn't mind Brendan Rodgers at United. Put aside that he coached Liverpool. I don't care. Right now we're in an absolute tragedy that, frankly, I don't care if they've managed Liverpool or something before. We need to get a good coaching team into this club. We do. But that comment, Seamus O'Brien, is sums up exactly how I feel. Because I looked at the game today, I was like, there's no system here, there's no philosophy here, there's no experience on the pitch and off the pitch, and we're being bossed by a Newcastle side who basically have only scored one goal at home all season. I do, however, agree that the biggest problem, as Ia said, is the board, and I do agree. I love Ole. I just don't think it's his fault. I think part of it is his fault because he's the manager. He picks the team. He picks the team. No choice. No, go back to Mold Ole. Fair enough. He picks the team at the end of the day. He picks the tactics. As much as we say the board, and I agree, he should have been back. We should have had players, etc. Ole picks the team and plays the tactics with the coaching staff. And that same coaching staff has been around with Jose Mourinho, etc. So that's what happens. Scousage, but nice stream, mate. Mate, fair play and good luck in the future. Yeah, man. I really hope. I really hope. And I went end on this point. So thanks to everyone who's been watching. We haven't actually had this amount of interaction in quite some time. So I'll certainly be back with a lot more content, a lot of streams. But I'll just end the stream with this, guys. It's crisis. It's a crisis. It's a full-blown crisis at Manchester United. I don't think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the right man for the job anymore. Who do I think we bring in? There are many options, possibly with Laurent Blanc or a Brendan Rodgers. Someone even said, or with there have been so many. There's so many options, and just to comment because everyone's still commenting, guys. There's more people watching this. What I hate is how Ole played an attacking side before he got the calling. Since he became just exactly. I don't really get someone. This is going to be the greatest. If someone can solve that mystery to me and message me back, and message me. This is the greatest mystery that needs to be solved as to why. For 3 months, we played brilliant football. It's not just about the fact that we won. We played brilliant football, and now we haven't. So, please, someone needs to solve that mystery. Solve that mystery for me, please. That's your mission, guys. Solve that mystery. To summarize, Mokomancha, no passion, no leadership. We've tried youth, manager after manager, tried superstar sign, tried pretty much everything. This is fucked. Exactly, I agree. Aphrodite's Clyde, the board is shit, but you can't tell me Ole can't get the win. Exactly. And Colin McMahon, we all praise. How did we lose? How did we? I don't know. I really don't know how we lost that game. I really don't. But I'm Ole out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm Ole out. I love him. I really love him. I really want him to do well. Why don't we blame Woodward? Because he's the real problem, isn't it? I mean, yeah. But Woodward doesn't pick the team. He doesn't pick the tactics. Did Woodward say to Ole, play Rashford instead of Greenwood? Did Woodward say to Ollie, play Pereira as a right winger? Is that how it works? I don't think that's how it works. I don't. Marty Higgins, the young players have nobody to look for guidance on the field. We have to have leadership and support. This is good out there, or inexperience becomes nerves, and that's club right front. Everybody's afraid. Yeah, but again, that also comes from the philosophy from the club. It was clear from the start that we said we were supposedly going with youth. If we wanted experience, we should have brought experience into the club, and we didn't. We were lying at the start of the season. If you go back and some guys check some of my videos, I said at the start of the season, it is suicide for us to put our hope in young players who haven't got the experience out, haven't had the experience out on loan. We haven't. Man, everyone is ranting today. I've got to stop the stream. I've got somewhere to be, but there are a lot of people want to get stuff off their chest. So fair enough. Mark Grigg, we lost because we're shit. Of course, it's simple. We were. The question when we asked is why are we? Komobris Asfavra, game was so boring I couldn't even finish it. Was not surprised to find they lost. I agree. I phased out after the first 45 minutes because it was painful. We played a bit better after 60 minutes, and then it was painful after that. Brett Carlos, fuck the club, fuck the manager, and fuck Ollie, fuck. There you go, guys. There you go. Rasmus, I love Ollie, but his playing career can't make up for his incompetency in coaching. I agree. Notorious Nerd, Ollie isn't showing direction to the kids that Lampard's showing to the kids at Chelsea. Because again, what's Ollie's philosophy? Lampard. The thing about Lampard is that if you look at Lampard's derby, he's playing just like that. So you can see what the philosophy is. He's playing just like he's played with manager the Derby team. So what is Ollie's philosophy? It looks like his philosophy is the same that he played at Cardiff, which is getting spanked and relegated. Aphrodite, the young members have no mentors. Yeah, looks like players afraid of the ball. We talked about that above. Giorgio B. Jose deserved to get sacked. I agree with that. Martin Higgins, valid point. Focus on one area instead of the whole picture. Colin, thanks for the check, guys. Sorry I got in late. True enough, my team so disgusted. Agony. I'm not sure what you mean, but fair enough. Oh, I see, Marty. Yeah, I see it. I mean, but also another thing. This is lyrics MTV9. But also another thing is when we were sure that we were going to lose two attacking players. Why wouldn't and didn't back Ollie with Bruno? I don't know. But what I do know is that we shouldn't have let Lukaku, Sanchez, Herrera, or Fellaini go. Because as bad as many Man United fans wanted to banter Fellaini and Lukaku, at the end of the day, they scored goals. Sanchez, okay, was a flop. And Sanchez, I would have bought Sanchez. But Lukaku and Fellaini scored goals for United. At the end of the day, guys, it's about who scores the most goals. That's the name of the game of football. It's not about who plays the best pretty football. It's about who scores the most goals. We let two goal scorers go and replace them with nobody. Burn it down, Taurus Nerd. Mark Rigg, 4 failed managers, coaching staff, Edie need to go. Yep. Let's stream about 1999 tonight. How many years ago was that? What? 20 years ago. 20 years. 20 years that treble. 20 years. 20 years, guys. 20 years. Awful. I hate this board so much. I agree he's not managed, he's clueless. Notorious Nerd. What a seller to be United fan, exactly. Sell out placement they have, agree. Herrera was the worst loss. I absolutely agree. Lukaku has the last laugh. I agree. Lukaku's like, I left this squad, it's gotten worse, and now I'm playing with a good, competent manager. I'm in a club that's got good history. I'm playing in the Champions League, and I'm getting played week in, week out. Lukaku has not made it happen. Lukaku and Sanchez, Smalling, and everyone that's left Manchester United, maybe not Darmian, but everyone else has basically had the last laugh right now. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. It's been quite a long a long session this one. I didn't expect there to be so many people, but we're going to be doing a lot of these live stream post-match reaction and previews in the upcoming weeks. I will continue to follow Manchester United, but guys, I'm tired. I'm really, really, really tired, and I think enough is enough. I'm sorry, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to go. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Have a nice evening, guys, and cheers.